It's only the first night in the house. I cooked dinner. Nobody ate it. Mom's already telling me what to do. On top of all of that, we're going to be working together. If this is how things are starting out, I don't know.
You are not even ready for this. We don't have even the basic things required for this cafe.
Maybe a lot of money been gone out, like our our saving.
I understand. I'm there with you with the money situation.
I'm feeling like my family is thinking I did a big mistake. For years, I've been the black sheep of the family, and I want to make them proud.
Really need this cafe to be a success because we need to be able to afford to move out and get our own place.
उसने इतना टाइम इंडिया के अंदर रह करके उसने कुछ नहीं सीखा यार बच्ची नहीं है जेनी थोड़ा
Jenny and Sumit appear to revamp the whole Dumb and Dumber franchise because where are the brain cells between these two? I just can't wrap my head around the fact that every decision that these two make together gets progressively worse, and now their decisions may sabotage the future of the entire family. Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to Nikki Faces Reality. We are here to discuss 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, specifically Jenny and Sumit. These two simply cannot get a clue, and I was watching this episode, you guys, like this. Just cringe on cringe. Before we get into it, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And so, okay, let's talk about this episode. So it opens up with them trying to, adjust to life, living with all of the family. Sumit makes a comment about the fact that Jenny has like 5 bags of shoes that they still have to get through. And I was just like, wait, you guys are broke. You guys have all of these clothes that you're not using. Why not sell it? Why not set up shop, a little market, and make some money back? Jenny, though, can't let go of the fact that the family was just going through her things and she felt like it was so invasive. And she also just can't get with the fact that even though she's an adult, she now has this person that is her boss. And, we in America come from a very individualistic society. So I can totally understand how you're just like, if I don't bother you, don't bother me. But in their culture, it's an ecosystem and what you do affects me and vice versa. And she's going to have to get with the program. And I feel like this may be a situation where you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But still, it's day one. She wants to play nice. We see her go to the kitchen to attempt to make the family dinner. And I say attempt, right? Because this pasta, it looks flavorless. We saw her put the spaghetti in the water. We saw her open a jar of tomato sauce, but I didn't see no garlic. I didn't see no seasonings. I didn't see not a thing. It looked bland, okay? And when it's time to eat it, everyone's like, And even Sumit had said that Jenny insists that this is her dish, a dish that people come back for more. And he's like, not I. Certainly not in India. So everyone attempts to eat the spaghetti. Her sister-in-law is trying to be really, polite. The mom is eating it like this, and you could tell that she's ready to spit it out the minute the camera's off her. The dad didn't even attempt to eat it. The plate is just right there on the table. And so then this opens up for a conversation of, it's okay, like, you don't know how to make Indian food, you'll learn. And she's like, oh no, not me. And this is where they remind us that these two opened a cafe. And she plans to be out of the house and working at this cafe, and she just can't fathom working all of those hours and coming here to do housework. And everyone's looking at her like, well, if you eat every day, you're gonna have to cook every day.
Some rest, I can't come home and start cooking.
अरे इंडिया में वर्किंग होती हैं लेडी तो कम से कम अपने घर में आकर भी तो कुछ तो करती हैं.
And she's like, and you could tell that the mom is also like peeved that Sumit would even take Jenny out of the house when obviously like there are things to do, things that she's gonna need them to do for her. So she's already annoyed at this prospect of her working. But Jenny is also like trying to explain herself. And at one point, everyone else is like, Mom, She agreed that she'll clean. She just won't cook. She'll just, she'll clean. She'll do her part. And I really do think that Jenny, you decided on this man. You decided to live in this country. You're going to have to get with the program. But it's clear that she's not really. And the mom is starting to get disappointed because she's like, Jenny has been here for so long. Has she learned nothing? She practically begged to be in this family. And now she won't show up and be a team member? This is what you begged for. I'm sorry. I have a hard time feeling bad for Jenny, even though I understand the reasons why she doesn't want to partake. You are a grown-ass woman that lived in this house under the guise of being this lady's friend, only to be sneaking into her son's room and then secretly marrying him and everything else that we saw. And do I believe that these two are in love? Absolutely. But they went through so many hurdles. She went through the fire to have this family accept her. And now she refuses to do what's expected to be in this family. Jenny, they could only bend but so much. And they initially said that they would allow Jenny some sort of grace period to, do this. But the next morning we see Sumit's mom and the sister-in-law in the kitchen, and Sumit goes into their room and he sees Jenny just sitting pretty, makeup done, lounging, and he's like, what are you doing?
My mom and everybody is out and working. This is your first day. Do you want to have trouble?
Do you want to get in trouble? Why are you not in the kitchen? And I was like, wait, Sumit, just like I think that Jenny is out of her mind, so are you. Because this lady is set in her ways. You know that. Yet you put her in a situation where she's trapped. And a part of me is like, did he lose the job or did he quit? Because Sumit doesn't give me the vibe of someone that likes to work. I think that this is his dream. He's wanted to come back home and have Jenny. And I'm sorry, I don't think he's going to be able to have them both. Jenny is miserable.
I'm an adult. I like to lay in bed. I like to relax in the morning. I like to sleep in. I don't want to have to get up in the morning and fall in line with everybody else. This is part of the reason I didn't want to live here.
And she literally pouts her way to the kitchen. Immediately, his mother's like, do you know what time it is? Why are you up so late?
अब उठ के आए हो? इतना लेट हो गए? चाय बनाओ चाय.
And then she's like, make chai. And Jenny's like, no, I don't want chai. I want coffee. And she's like, make chai. And then the sister-in-law is like, she's asking you to make her chai. And at first, I had to check myself because I was like, what do you mean she has to make her chai? She's already up in the kitchen. And then I realized she means make chai for everyone. And when I saw the different glasses, I was like, oh, fine. It's for the family. But then again, I would not put myself in a situation where this is the expectation. Jenny begged for this. She prayed for times like this. Jenny did not last long because in no time she was in the car with Sumit, off to visit their cafe. Sumit says that his family trusted him with the responsibility to seek out a spot, and he found a spot. He put in all the money that he had left into the construction of it. They arrive, you guys. My closet is bigger than that. He claims that it was bigger, that when they added in, the different compartments, it became smaller. But here's the issue. This is now a family business. All of the family is doing this. People are apparently quitting their jobs. His dad, his brother, quitting their jobs and making this cafe their sole source of income. That is a lot of pressure, and that is also the stupidest thing I have ever heard. Also, the stupidity that he thinks that Jenny is going to be one of the cooks when Jenny can barely fry an egg. She could barely boil some noodles. You almost threw up eating her spaghetti, and you want her to be the chef of your cafe? Do you want to be broke forever? It also doesn't make any sense because Jenny's like, yeah, I really need this cafe to work so that we can make enough money so that we can leave that house. You guys don't want to leave that house bad enough. And so as a surprise, all of the family decides to come by and see the location that they've changed their entire trajectory for. They arrive, and again, we're reminded that this is a family business, that there are going to be multiple bodies trying to shuffle their way in a cafe. When you look at this space that's the size of a shoebox, they're going to be bumping into each other. And once you add in ovens, once you add in other, gadgets and things, you're going to barely have any space. So the brother looks stressed and
You are not even ready for this. We don't have even the basic things required for this cafe.
the mom is making comments like, what the hell? Like, we can't work like this. You should have told us before you invested. So I'm like, did they put money into this as well? Like, is that why they're upset? But also, like, if you put money into it, you should have made it an expectation that you needed to see things before signing off. I don't really understand these dynamics. Like don't start pointing fingers on Sumit when you didn't do your part either, But Sumit is taking this really hard because he already is the black sheep of his family, and he has a hard time letting them down, and he feels like this is a disappointment.
It looks like that whatever I did,
Don't be stressed out, okay? You did.
maybe
you
a
did
lot
your
of money
best.
been gone now, like
know,
our part of our saving.
But as this is happening, I'm just like, Sumit, you are doing the most to get your family's approval, and everything that you do is so different, and I think that you just need to own it. I think that you need to stop forcing yourself into this traditional mold that you don't do well in. He doesn't. You chose the wife that you chose. You're on socials. You don't have a traditional job. You're trying to make this cafe and trying to make this family thing. And I get it. Like, he craves this closeness. He craves this ideal setup, which is why he wanted to live with them. But they're so different. And I think that if he were to be really, really honest with himself, he would see that what's best for him is to stop forcing this. But he's not there yet, right? So he's like, oh, well, I know that you guys aren't happy with this, but the guy did call me and tell me that there was another space available. But the problem is that if we take the other space, it would have nothing at all. And we've already invested all the money in this. So they all take a little field trip around the corner to look at the spot. These people are like, oh my God, it's so much bigger. No, it's not. It really is not. It almost looks as shallow as a display. It doesn't go further back. And also, it's away from the foot traffic, so they're not going to make as much money. There's not going to be as much action. So the family decides that Sumit ultimately made the best decision. However, the best decision spot, the spot that we just saw, that they're going to be, bumping over each other, there is no running water in there. This is a food establishment. You're going to have dishes. You're going to have to wash supplies. Sumit's plan is to have a tray of water is for use in the business, and then take the dishes that are to wash, to a public area outside.
We're gonna bring the jars of water and gonna use that water for cooking. And in order to wash the dishes, we're gonna use the public area where.
I mean, how are you going to run a cafe without running water?
None of this sounds hygienic. Not a thing. I don't know how grading works in India, but that would be a big ol' F in America. A D on a good day. I could not believe my ears. And again, I ask myself, why? Why do any of this? I get that they love each other. I get that they want to make it work. But I don't think India is going to be the place to do this, to achieve this. I mean, they're married now, so maybe she can do a spousal visa and bring him to America. But Jenny also, she's in the retirement age and she doesn't want to work. But I think that she was an idiot in leaving to India when she did, because I don't think she had any benefits really to live off of. Or if she had any, she used it all up. So if she were to come to America, she would have to start over. But I think that she would be a lot more comfortable than she is in India, because in India, they can't afford to have their own place. And if they're going to live with family, she's going to have to adapt, and she does not want to. And I think this is going to cause so many issues. I don't foresee this business booming, and all of these people are now going to be struggling, splitting the little bit that they're making. I think that this is going to bring up tensions. I think this is going to bring up tensions with everyone and the mom. Jenny really has turned this family upside down. She really has when you think about it. And I'm not saying that these issues aren't already underneath. Whew. But that's that for this episode, you guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.